Hello everybody, welcome back. Just going to show you a game. I think I missed a good opportunity which my opponent pointed out in the post-mortem. I had a brief post-mortem after the game. I played this guy before, Pavlos, who's from Greece. Nice guy. I played him in Northumbria Masters. Friend with guy who's also on YouTube, Nick Sketos. And I won that game, but it was very tense. So I won that tournament at Northumbria Masters. It was a big win for me. I think in this game I kind of missed like a good opportunity one moment. I might be wrong. You know, the analysis, the computer probably laughs at our ideas. But yeah, I went bishop f4, which I felt was a good... I mean, the only other option was maybe here. But then I thought you could either go knight c6 or knight d7. Both moves seemed fine for black. Also considered candidate moves like queen d3. It's quite hard to bust this whole system, this whole isolated pawn position. Because as Kramnik mentioned in a commentary on the Gukesh Nakamura game, there was a Nakamura Gukesh, sorry, from the candidates, which very similar kind of line to this. It's very concrete. You know, either black is absolutely fine and maybe even slightly better, or white has got a very good attack. So there's no kind of middle ground. Yeah, I could go knight g5, but then I thought, for example, you could play knight c6 in reasonable. So, yeah, okay, maybe the missed opportunity was not a missed opportunity, but it's symptomatic of what I've been doing and why my chess has gone downhill a little bit. Making decisions too quickly without... It's always been a weakness of mine, playing a little bit impulsively. So my opponent, yeah, I was expecting him maybe to put the knight there, but then d5 looks very unpleasant. But he played a good move, knight c6. So, of course, I could play something else. I could play rook c1, for example, or queen d3. But then queen d3 runs into b4. Also, rook c8 is an option. So I played d5. Now he should take with a pawn. This is what I was expecting. Possibly. But he took with a knight, which kind of threw me a little bit. And then this is where I made a really stupid decision, because I took hardly any time here at all to play the next two moves, which is really dumb. So I should take with a bishop, because this gives him really big practical problems. Like, what does he do now? Because now I'm threatening knight takes e7 and winning a piece. So what I missed, I saw this and I thought, oh, bishop f6. I kind of stopped there. This is a problem, the issue that I've been having. But as he mentioned, there's bishop c7. This is a big problem for black, because where do you put the queen? Can't go to d7. You have to go to c8. Maybe that's the only move. For example, there's two options here. I could either take on f6, which looks good for white. So, for example, knight f6, gf6, and then either move the bishop. Or also maybe even queen d6 there is one option. Looks quite good for white. Not winning, but the other problem is that I can go here. Now, I think that looks winning, right? Sorry, let's go back. Yeah, so what happened in the game was he took here, and I just... Because the problem is, this is really stupid to do this and just assume that I'm a lot better. But in reality, he's got a lot of pluses on the queen side, because he's gone b5. I've put the pawn on a3. That means the c4 square is weak for any endgame. He's also already defending the knight on c6, so he doesn't have to waste a move playing bishop b7. So I'm not even creating a concrete threat. Maybe there's some idea going rook c1 on knight e5, but it feels a bit obscure. So he went bishop f6, and then I realised, actually, I've got nothing here, because he doesn't want to go knight a5. He could go knight a5 immediately, but bishop b7, knight b7, queen d8, he has to put the bishop on d8. That's a little bit awkward. But bishop f6 was a good move, because now I've got nothing. If I go rook c1, he can now go knight a5. I mean, also rook c8 didn't look too bad either. Knight a5, and I think white's got nothing. So I started to realise I could be worse in the end games if I don't go for this draw. So I went here, which he said he'd overlooked. So he said he was reaching for my bishop, and he was like, where's he going to put the bishop? and put the bishop on d6. So obviously can't take the bishop because the bishop takes f7, wins the queen. That's my tactical idea, but the problem is he goes here. Now I saw that I had this bail out, so I decided to go for it. I mean, really, bishop d6 was played with the idea of bailing out here and making a draw, because I thought if I don't play that, I felt like he was very comfortable. Maybe that was a bit wimpy. So the problem is he's got like ideas like knight e5 now, if I wait too long. And here he can either go to h6 or come back to f7, so he could think about trying to win. So I took, and if I go rook e1, he has knight d4 and he wins on the spot. So I have to go g4, only move. And I think if he goes, yeah, if the problem was if he goes, no, he can't go here because of knight e5 anyway, or queen b7 is also possible. So yeah, he's actually not got too many moves here. I think he has to make the draw. So he went h6. And I went rook e1. Yeah, and again, he can't go here because of queen h5. And there was some line like this. And the problem is g6 would be good, but for one thing, there's queen c5, rook e8, queen c7 is good for white. But also even just this is also good. So if I go back, if I check with the engine, d5, what is the engine saying? Yeah, this is a big blunder, because this is actually tremendous for white. Really, really big opportunity missed. I mean, what does he play now? He's in big trouble. Because if he goes, it's actually giving the best line as, oh, giving up the queen. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, actually, that the best line is to give up the queen. So this is actually his best variation, but you're not going to find this over the board. You're not going to find this, and it's bad for black anyway. So what else can he play? If he goes here, I have knight c7. If he goes here, I can go rook c1 is tremendous. Or maybe there's something even stronger. Bishop c7 again might be possible. Yeah. Because if he goes here, then rook c1, and he's in a world of hurt. So this is really a massive missed opportunity, and very careless, because very careless by both of us actually, because he could just take with a pawn and that would have been equal. But taking with a knight was really poor by me, and is symptomatic of what I've been doing recently, and in fact throughout my career, of just making decisions too quickly. And you know, in chess you get a few opportunities, even against, you know, okay, this guy's not, you know, he's not an elite player, well neither am I, but you know, you don't get that many opportunities to win the game often. And this was a golden opportunity, because this is really creating serious practical problems for black. Like, what does he actually play here? Like, legitimately looks winning. If he goes, yeah, the only other line was here. But the problem is bishop c7. In fact, knight f6 is probably the best line. And then queen d6. And big practical problems for black. I think he would have tried this. And he would have had some chances to survive. Queen goes out to f5. It's not resignable, but it's unpleasant. Long-term unpleasant. Yeah, I mean, the computer's just saying +2. So huge advantage for white. But yeah, that was a massive missed opportunity, and it's a lesson learned, hopefully. Poor quality. I need better. So next round, I'm going to be black against, in the afternoon game, I'm going to be black against someone quite good. Not sure who I'm going to play. I need to get back on the winning trail. I've had 3 draws in a row now, which is disappointing at a key moment in the tournament. This seems to be symptomatic of my tournaments. I always start well, but then at some point I hit a roadblock. Maybe it's a fatigue issue. But certainly in this game, it was more like a nerves playing too quickly issue. So we'll see how we get on the afternoon game. But yeah, it's starting to look a little bit disappointing again. Hopefully, I don't have another disappointing tournament. I've had too many of them recently. I've had solid tournaments, but they've been vaguely disappointing. Well, I'm not making much progress on rating. I'm either losing a little bit or I'm gaining a little bit. I'm never making big progress. And yeah, that was another opportunity.